Hi everyone, hope you're well. I hope you're having a good week. I am having a very busy week. There's a lot going on at work, and this week we have a stand at the craft fair at the SEC. So if you're coming along to that, it is on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Make sure you pop by the stand and say hello. We're on E22, and we're going to have all of the latest goodies to share with you and show with you. And yeah, we've got some exciting plans. We have been at the show all day today, getting everything set up, and we're really excited. But it's been a busy week because we have the show this week, and last weekend we had our card making boot camp. More on that later because I'm going to show you some of the goodies and the projects that we did at the boot camp. But things I wanted to let you know, next week I'm going to be at the On Stage, the Stampin' Up conference, which is called On Stage. It's for demonstrators only, and it's in Cologne. So I am so excited to be doing that. We're going to get to see the new catalogue. We're going to get to see the new products. There's loads and loads of really exciting news, and that I will be able to share with you. A couple of little things that I do want to share with you just now before I get into the crafting, because I know that's the stuff you're here for. But there are going to be some interesting changes coming in 2026. The catalogue is going to be changing slightly. So at the moment we've had an annual catalogue and then 2 seasonal catalogues. Instead of doing it that way, they're going to move to 3 catalogues across the year. So those catalogues are going to be smaller than the annual catalogue, but bigger than the seasonal catalogue. So exciting things coming ahead. There are expected to be some price increases with the new catalogue. So the new catalogue comes out in May. So if you are looking to stock up on anything, your cards, your glues, your inks, any of these things, make sure you get in before the end of April, because there are going to be some price increases. There are also going to be some new designs to the ink pads, only for the ink colours to begin with. The rest of the colours are going to happen in 2027, and it's a really, really exciting change. I've seen a lot of videos on it, and I am looking forward to getting my hands on the actual new ink pads when I'm in Cologne next week. I will be sure to do videos and share with you so that you can see what it's all about, and then you can be as excited as me. Just while I'm talking about in colours, remember that the 2024 to 2026 in colours will retire at the end of April, and sometimes products sell out faster. So just to remind you which ones these are, let's pull them off my shelf. Oh, I'm really going to miss these. So these are the 2024 to 2026 in colours. So you've got Pretty in Pink, which was a returning colour, and it's my favourite baby pink. I think I might keep a hold of this one even once it's retired. You've got Peach Pie, which is a lovely peach shade. Not one I use a huge amount, but it is still a lovely colour. Shy Shamrock, a really lovely bright green. Summer Splash, gutted to be losing that one. Love Summer Splash, one of my favourites. And Petunia Pop, it's this fabulous pinky purpley colour. It's going to be retiring. If you want to get your hands on any of the cardstock, the re-inkers for the ink pads, any of these goodies, make sure you get them ASAP. I wouldn't even leave it to the end of April because they do sell out, and once they're gone, they're gone. Okay, so in colour, this is your warning. Make sure you stock up. Right, let's flip round and let's get some crafting done, because I know that's what you're here for. Hopefully the microphone is better. I'm keeping an eye on the chat, and I haven't seen any comments. But I did check the microphone from last time, and so hopefully any of the problems that we had last week won't happen this week. Hey Linda! Ah, you see I am getting comments Hi to everyone who's watching on Facebook, hi to everyone on YouTube, hi to everyone who's watching on Catch Up. I'm really glad you're here to join us. So what have I got in the box? This is one of the boxes that we had for the card making bootcamp, which was last Saturday. Thank you again to everybody who came. I had a great time. I hope you guys did as well. The feedback that we've had so far has been really positive. What attendees got when they came, so this is a 12 by 12 pizza box, and inside this box was all of the cardstock, the envelopes, the papers, the ribbon, everything that you needed to make 22 cards with still some bits and pieces left over. You also got all of the instructions with photos, with diagrams and measurements, everything that you needed to make the project. And the reason that we do it this way is that everybody can craft at their own pace, at their own speed. Oh, since I flip the camera, there's an echo. Oh, how about that? I think that should have switched off the other camera. Thank you for telling me, Linda. Give me a wee comment or something if that's fixed the problem, but I think it will have. But yeah, so we give the instructions at the boot camp so that you can do the cards at your own pace in whatever order you want. And for this particular boot camp, each design came in 2 different colorways, and so you had all the supplies to do both. So I'm going to start off by sharing with you and showing you some of these cards. So this is, that's better. Thank you, Linda. Thanks for letting me know. This is what I was calling the stripe card. So this is a notelet sized card. And it's done using the DSP and the sticker sheets from the packs that were included. So one of them was beach time. So we had the beach time stickers and papers, and the other one was nature's walk. So again, the stickers and the papers. So each card could be done in both colorways. Every card could be done in both colorways, and it means a card that might be fab for a lady could also be fab for a guy, or for people who just like yellows and pinks versus greens and blues. So we don't we can send these cards to anyone who might love them. So that was the first card that we did, or one of the first cards that I've got to show you. So the stripe card. Next, staying with the notelet size, we had this, which I was calling the half. What did I call this one? Half gate card, because these cards open up like that. Very easy card to do. Again, the DSP is the star of the show here. You've got space there to write on. You've got this beautiful gold and white ribbon and the little gems along the bottom. So this was the next notelet size card that we did at the bootcamp. Next up, we have one of the C6 cards, and this is one of the cards that I'm going to demo tonight to show you. So this is what I was calling a diamond fold card. So you've got the DSP, it's not fully stuck down here, it's designed to give a little bit of movement and create a C6 card. Okay, so I am going to make one of these cards for you tonight. While I go and grab my supplies, let me know in the comments, do you want to see it in the beach time papers or the nature's walk papers? We can do it in either, but both of them have a white card blank, so I'm going to go and start off with that. So let's see. The joy of doing these cards as well is that when you're making a card, it is usually just as easy to make 2 as it is to make 1, especially if you're cutting your card blanks yourself. So I'm starting off with my thick basic white. I'm scoring at 10.5, and then I'm cutting at 14.8. So that gets me 2 card blanks. No comments coming through yet. To be fair, I've only seen the comments on YouTube. I don't know if Facebook comments are working. I am just going to check on a different screen because I know some of you like watching on Facebook. Nope, don't appear to be comments there either. So, right. Well, in the absence of any of you guys picking a colorway, I will pick my own. I'm going to, what am I going to use? I'm going to do another one of these sunshine cards, which I really like. And I don't know if you can see, oh, beach, there we go, Linda's agreed. This has got a very thin layer here. So this is my Petunia Pop two-tone cardstock. So grab this as well. This is one of these cards that looks really complicated, but it's actually really easy. So, and you're like, yeah, Emma, but you always say that. But I really do mean it. I really do mean it. So let's clear the decks a little bit here. I'm going to start off cutting my designer series paper, and I'm going to cut it to, excuse me, 14.4 centimeters. Just double checking my measurements there. Yep. Yep, 14.4. There we go. By 20 centimeters. Cut that there, and that gives you this piece for your one card, and you've got another piece which is perfect for another card blank in its own right. So that's always a good shout. Next, I'm going to cut this to, I don't know why I've ended up in inches here, 5 3/4 inches by 4 inches. Ah, that's why, because I wanted it to be really, really tight to my card blank. So it's just the tiniest rim of white all the way around the edge. Okay. So next, what I'm going to do, so with my piece of designer series paper, don't know why the screen's gone all bloody, there we go. I am going to score gently at 5 centimeters. Both left and right. Okay. Next, I'm going to take my ruler and my pencil and I'm just going to measure. So this piece here, which is 5 centimeters, I'm going to measure with my ruler. I'm going to put a pencil mark just at the 2.5 point there, and I'm going to do the same 2.5 from the other corner. So it's my halfway point on this strip that I've done. I'm going to do the same at the bottom. This paper reminds me of being on holiday. The palm trees. Ah, it was lovely. And then down the side of the paper, I'm going to measure to 7.2 centimeters. I make another small pencil mark, and I'm going to do that on both sides. Like so. Right, Once I have done my measurements, I am going to score between those pencil marks. So remembering to use my scoring tool and not my cutting tool. I'm going to score. Basically, each of the 4 corners gets a score. You also don't have to be massively precise. So there, you might think my score lines haven't perfectly joined up. It's not going to matter because they're going to get covered over. So don't stress if things aren't perfect. I know I can say that, and I know some of you do still stress when things aren't perfect, but remember, these are handmade creations. They're made with love, not by machines. And if anybody says one of your cards aren't gorgeous just because something's slightly not perfect, then you're allowed to not give them cards. Right, my bone folder is here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to score and just fold over. So you see there, it hasn't quite met in the middle. It's not going to matter. Don't stress over it. Going to fold these. Actually, no, I'm going to fold them over the other direction because I want my palm trees to be visible in the front. That's a good thing about scoring though. If you've done it in the wrong direction, you just fold it over and do it again. Now that first score that I did before, the ones at 5 centimetres, I'm going to fold it over as well. So I'm going to score, score, score. And now I'm going to get some glue here. Let's glue my my card layer down onto my card base. I like my trusty Tombow because it's very forgiving and I can slide things and move things around if I need to. There we go. Now, if you look at my sample card that I did at the start, all we need to do at this point now is put glue on these inner flaps, stick them down, and then stick the whole thing to the card front. And then that center piece, remember how I said don't worry about the point? It's because it's going to get covered up with a sticker or a sentiment that's been punched out or die cut. So you have different options here. Now, having said that, I'm going to do a variation on this card because I saw somebody else do this card online and this bit they did slightly differently. And I thought, ooh, that's interesting. So we're going to do a variation. So if you were at the boot camp and you're like, wait a minute, Emma, what do you mean variation? You taught us how to make this card. I like this card. Why are you changing it? We're going to try it and see if we like it the other variation. So I'm going to cut off my 5 centimetre strips. Dun, dun, dun. Fair warning, I haven't tried this, so this might not work. I'm hopeful it does. Because now that piece still fits in the middle. And these pieces can now stick over the top. And you're like, Emma, that's exactly the same as the one that you've just done. And it is. But the other way to do it is to fold them in the other direction. And stick them on like this. I think I would do it that way around because of that dark bit, so it's down at the bottom. So now you have a slight variation where you've got the pattern in the center the same as at the sides. Now, that's one way of doing it. The other way is to do it like this. So if I did that, not sure how I think about that. Of course, you could turn them around and have it. That would be mixed colours. But this black bit annoys me at the side. The other thing that you can do, which doesn't make so much of a difference with the black bits, is that I fold it this way. And stick it down like that. So that way you've got the palm trees going all the way through, and with our little bit of diamondy bit at the side. Having looked now at all 4 variations on it, I think I'm going to go with this one. So if I fold it this way, and turn it around so that the colour stays consistent. Do the whole thing around this way then. Still got that little dark bit down there, which isn't ideal, but do you know what? It is what it is. I'm not going to stick these flaps down. I like having these corner flaps left to give a bit of movement on the card. Just give it a little bit of interest. I'm going to stick this onto the DSP. So remember, the first one, we didn't cut it. We just folded it and glued it over. In this version, we did cut it and stuck it down. And then let's stick the whole thing onto my card blank. Hey Karen, from Rome, very fancy. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday. Let's now use, I'm going to use this sticker here with the palm trees, seems appropriate. And I'm going to stick that in the center. There we go. So those are the 2 different variations on that particular card. And then of course you can do it in the Nature's Walk colorway as well. Which do you prefer? So I suppose first of all, which do you like best, the beach or the Nature's Walk? And then once you've decided which of that you like best, of this version, do you like it where you have the outer and then the inner bit is all the same pattern? Or this one where the outer bits are all the same pattern and you have, this one's more like a cross in the center, whereas that, I called it a diamond fold because I thought these looked like diamonds. Diamonds in the rough. All right. Let's see what we can do about another card. So if I had a choice, if you had a choice between the stripe card or the half fold card, the half gate card, which would you choose? Probably only got time to do one rather than both. While you guys are deciding and voting, I will go get a notelet because that's the first thing I will need. I'm over here as well, I am going to give you an advanced sneak peek. This is an album that I have made. It's fabric covered, and I'm going to have it at the SEC for people who want to see it, but there are some fabulous, I'm really pleased with this design. It's a class that I'm doing on the weekend, on Sunday after the show. We're going for, oh, you see, Linda said striped and Karen said half gate. So, I'm going to go for the half gate because I think that's more technically interesting. The stripes are really pretty, but they are just stripes of DSP, whereas this one's got a little bit more to it. So, but yeah, as I was saying, if you're at the SEC, then please do come by the stand, say hello, check out this gorgeous album. It's a class that I'm doing at the weekend, which I'm really, really pleased with, and I'm sure you're going to love it. Right. Half gate card. Before you fold your notelet, okay, you're going to cut. And I'm just checking here. So the notelets are 5 inches high, so you're going to cut at 2.5 from the center out, okay? And then you're going to take it to 3.5 and cut again from that center point and cut out. So you are effectively cutting off 1/4 of the card. Okay. It is easier to cut the card before you folded it over. So that's why you want to make sure you do it that way. Okay. Next, you're going to get your DSP. I'll do this one in Nature's Walk, and then that way we've had a bit of variety for both. And I do love this shade. This is my Pretty Peacock, which is just beautiful. And I'm going to cut that at 3.25. All the way along. Then I'm going to cut at 4.75, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces that are 2.25. Okay. Next, taking my card blank, I'm going to start assembling. So this piece, which was your designer series paper, 3.25 by 4.75, we're going to stick that inside. This is quite dark for the inside of a card, but you still have the other flap that you can write on. And because the front of the card is only half, you really do want something behind that shows a decoration. Then these pieces, one of them fits on the piece that you cut off, and the other one fits on the bottom half that still stayed attached. So let's move this over here. Like so. All right. This piece here, so you're going to stick it onto your piece of notelet that you cut off the top, but don't stick it down yet. Okay. Because there's another step we're going to do. Right, going to get my ribbon. So this is gorgeous. It's gold and white ribbon. I was going to say it's linen. It's not linen at all. I think it's cotton, but it is very pretty. And I'm going to tie a bow using the bunny ears method, because that is my preference. Tie it in a knot. And then I'm just going to put my fingers in the loops to kind of tighten that knot and adjust things so that they're the size I want it to be. I don't want it to be too big. That works about right. Next, I'm going to get a little bit of tear tape, stick it to the back of my ribbon, and I'm going to stick this bow onto my card. And you're maybe watching it going, you're using tear tape, Emma. I wouldn't use tear tape. I would use a glue dot. And you can use a glue dot. It's perfectly fine. But for the next bit, you are going to want to use tear tape. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, for this leg of the bow, I'm going to put tear tape along the whole of that leg. Do you call them legs on bows? What do you call them? Tails. You call them tails. Tails, legs. Very animalistic either way. And then I'm going to stick that down at an angle, and the piece that's left over, I'm going to tuck it round the back like that. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I only need a piece that's about that size. You may be also noticing that bow is still attached to the whole reel of ribbon. And it is, because I'll only cut off the piece that I actually have to cut off. That way I have minimised waste. So I put that down there, tuck it round the back, and then cut off the rest. There we go. So now this bow is going to stick to the centre of the card, but only to that bottom panel. I'm going to use tear tape again. Because of that ribbon that's in the corner, tear tape will just help that to stay a bit firmer. Let's look to see where the half point is, because I don't want to get glue too high. There we go. Right, so my tip here, just don't worry about top half and bottom half. You've only got glue on the bottom half. Just worry about little bits of ribbon that haven't. If you make sure that any fraying bits are nicely tucked under, I think I'd maybe trimmed that slightly too short. More tear tape will solve the problem. There are few problems in crafting, at least, that a little bit of tear tape can't solve. There we go. Right, and I'm just going to worry about getting this positioned in the centre. Because I know I've only got glue in the bottom half. So I'm just going to line this up in the centre, press down, and then that's my card. Hey Ali, don't worry, I'm normally the one that's late. We're doing bootcamp cards, and this is the half gatefold. So in this version, what I would do to finish it off is just put some gems. You could do a sentiment. I'm actually looking to see if one of the stickers would work here. No limits, unstoppable. No, I think I'm going to stamp a sentiment and punch it out to put in this little top bit. This one I just stamped directly onto the designer series paper. You can see this was me practicing it before. And yeah, there you go. So that is the half gatefold card. All right, so those were the projects that I had to show you tonight. So we've done the diamond fold card, and we've done the half gatefold card as well. These were both from the bootcamp. There was actually 5 different designs at the bootcamp in 2 different colorways, and you had enough to make 2 of every one of the colorways in all the different designs, and there was loads of stuff left over as well. So yeah, it was a really, really fun time. I'm going to flip back to me just to finish. Let's put out the Blackpool Illuminations as well. I hope you have a great week. As always, any questions, please do just get in touch. If you're at the craft fair at the SAC, please do pop by the stand and say hi. And yeah, I will see you next week. Take care, everyone.